Welcome to the Mafuba Jar, where I have sealed you away for this amazing deck profile. And today we're going to be looking at the Zamasu Mono Blue deck. Now, for you new players, what I mean by Mono Blue is that there's nothing but blue cards in here. So no mixing whatsoever. And it's a pretty basic deck. Well, I don't want to say basic, but pretty simple to understand. Very, very powerful, and pretty cheap to build as well, while still maintaining a pretty good competitive state to it. So, I'm going to go over the leader card first, just to give you guys an idea of what the deck is all about. Now, we've got Zamasu here, 10,000 power standard, and it's got the activating main skill. Once per turn, you choose a card in your life and place it in the drop area. If the card you place in the drop area with the skill is blue, you draw a card. And also, when your life is at 2 or less, you get to awaken. And let's take a look at his awaken site here. Absolute God Zamasu, 15,000 power, again standard. And its permanent skill is if a damage is inflicted into your life, you place 5 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area instead. 10 cards if you receive 2 from a double strike, or 3 card, 15 if it's a triple strike. And when you attack with this card, you draw a card. So now the main point of Zamasu is just endurance and survival. So it's all about, just as Zamasu is, just being immortal, just not being able to die, not being able to take all of your life. And the only way your opponent can beat you from there is by decking you out. And let's go into our main deck here, just to see how indeed we're going to survive. So gonna go into our 1-drops first. We have 4 copies of Universe 10 Supreme Kai Gowasu. Now, whenever you play this card, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You choose up to 1 god among them and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Now, the top 3 may not seem that good, but the amount of targets we have in this deck is crazy. We get Goku Black. We get Piccolo, believe it or not, which a lot of people seem to forget. Piccolo is a god, so you can search Gowasu. You can search Piccolo with Gowasu. Let's see here. We have Whis, the Rustic Attendant, because he's a god. We have Zamasu. All of our Zamasus here can be searched, so like I said, even though it's just the top 3, about half the deck can be searched with this 1 card here. So it's pretty amazing. Next up for our other 1-drops, we have 3 copies of Energy Boosted Majin Buu. When you play this card, just draw a card. Very, very standard. Honestly, you should play at least 3 of this card in every blue deck. And last up for our 1-drops, we're going to go ahead and play 3 copies of Bulma the God Tempered. Just another way to search off our Whis from deck instead of just from the top 3 cards. That does it for our 1-drops. Now we're going to get into some of our 2-drops here. We run 4 copies of Warrior of the Gods Goku Black. Now, even though his special trait says Sand, he's also a god, so he can be searched with Gowasu. And his effect is if Zamasu isn't playing in your battle area, this card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's skills, which really comes in handy against the Perfect Cell matchup. And also Broly. Just any cards that will try and knock you out with skills, as long as you have Zamasu, he's not being knocked out. And next up, we run 4 copies of Boost Attack Piccolo. When you come in with this card, if your leader is blue and your life is 4 or less, you draw a card and you add 10,000 to that card's combo for the duration of the turn. Which, as I said before, since this is also a god as well as a Namekian, he can be searched with Gowasu, which just makes it so much more amazing. Alright. And also, we're going to go over into our 4-drops here. We have 2 copy of Whis, the Resting Attendant. Now, this is a 4-drop, and what it does is when you play this card, you add 1 card to your energy from the top of your deck. So, it's another way to accelerate your energy even more. And energy acceleration is what blue does best. And for more 4-drops here, we have 4 copies of Zamasu the Invincible. And he has the Indestructible skill. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card effects and does not leave the battle area, period. And not even battle can knock him out either. So, currently, there is really no way to get rid of a card with the Indestructible ability. Except for Zeno the Playing God, I believe that is the only way you can get rid of this card. And it also has a permanent effect to where if your leader is Zamasu or Goku Black, you pay 1 less energy to play him. So instead of being a 4-drop, he's really a 3-drop, which is really good. His power is not too bad either, being at 15. But we mainly use him to evolve and to Pataria. Alright, now we're going to get into our other 4-drops and higher. First off here, we have 3 copies of the Almighty Beam Fuse Zamasu. Now, he is a 4-drop, but if you have Goku Black and Zamasu on your field, you only have to pay 2 blue energy and to put Goku Black and Zamasu together to play him. So, 20,000 power, which is pretty good, considering you don't really have to pay that much in general to play him. And when you play this card, if your leader is Zamasu, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and you place it at the bottom of their deck. Cards stacked underneath the card are placed in the drop area. So let's say they have another Unipotara like Vegito. You place the Vegito on the bottom of the deck, but the Goku and Vegeta go into the drop. Same thing with an Evolve card. You place that card in the bottom of your deck, but the card underneath it, which evolved into it, that goes into the drop area. And next up here, we have 3 copies of Zamasu, the Alert God. He is a 6-drop, but you pay 3 blue and 2 of any other type of energy to evolve from a Zamasu. Now, this one also has the Indestructible ability, to where he does not leave the field for anything except Zeno. And his auto is when your opponent's card attacks, if your leader is Zamasu or Goku Black, you may place 1 card from your hand in the drop area. If you do so, negate that attack and negate this skill for the duration of the turn. So this is another way that helps you survive. Like, it helps you not mill the cards that you would mill from taking an attack from his Awakened side. So definitely a good card there. And 25 power is pretty solid as well. Alright, and last up for our battle cards, which is probably going to be our boss of the deck, is Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu. He is a 10-drop, or if you have Goku Black and Zamasu on your field, you pay 3 blue, 4 of any other type, and you fuse them together. So for a total of 7. This card also has the Indestructible. Honestly, I think this is the only Zamasu, the Almighty Beam. That is the only Zamasu currently as a battle card that does not have the Indestructible. Which, honestly, if this card had Indestructible, that'd be way too broken. But yes, this card right here, Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu, has 3,000 power, 30,000 power. So really powerful. And it has the auto skill to where this card attacks, you choose up to 1 card from each of your opponent's battle area. Only battle cards though, so you cannot pick the field stuff like Cell's Birth, Big Yeti Star, Broly's Ring, etc, etc. You cannot pick those. You pick from the battle area, energy, life, and hand. Then you place them at the bottom of the deck in any order you choose. So automatically you're taking away 1 of your opponent's life just for declaring the attack. And then, yeah, it's just really, really good. You can do at minimum 2 damage every single turn you attack with him. And since he has Indestructible, he's not going anywhere. I mean, a 30,000 attacker that could do all of that in 1 attack and does not go anywhere for anything, just insane. And it might take you a little long to get this guy out, but that's okay. That's what Zamasu's all about. He's all about enduring the long game. He's all about grinding and all about surviving as long as possible for you to get this guy out. And that will do it for our battle cards. Now let's get into our extra cards here. Going to be running 4 copies of Senzu Bean, very standard in every blue deck. You activate this during the battle step, and you choose 1 of your cards. It gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Then you choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them back to active. Honestly, this is a completely broken card in my opinion. If Bandai does decide to do a banless format, I definitely think this card right here will definitely be placed there. But again, we have no idea what they're going to do yet, whether it's going to be set rotations, ban limited list. We don't know any of that yet. The game is too new. But if there does come a limited or ban list, I am willing to put money that this card is going to be on it. Alright. And speaking of broken blue cards, we run 4 copies of Objection. You choose 1 card from your hand and add it to your energy. Now, even though this is mono blue, that does not limit you from blue energy. It could be a red card, yellow card, green card, any of those cards you can put down as energy. And next up here, we're going to be running 2 copies of Time Ring. You look at the top 10 cards of your deck, you choose up to 1 Goku Black or Zamasu among them, and add it to your hand. But if you have 4 or more energy, you choose 2 instead. So you could pick 2 Zamasu, 2 Goku Black, or 1 Zamasu, 1 Goku Black, and add them both to your hand. So really, really good for late game searching to where you need to get the Evolution, Zamasu the Alert God, or when you want to get, when you're ready to get your Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu out. So Time Ring is really good for that. And now for our counter cards, we play 4 copies of Whis' Cohersed, which you negate the attack by paying a blue energy, then choose up to one of your energy cards and switch it to the active mode. In this case, we basically play for free, but if you're playing a mixed deck, you pay a blue, use Whis, and then you can retap any of your other energies that may not be blue. And last but most certainly not least, we run 3 of channel name Mafuba. Now this is also another amazing card. So this is a counter to a battle card attack. So you cannot play this when your opponent's leader declares an attack. But you negate the attack and you place this card on the attacking card. At the end of your opponent's next turn, that's when they can remove this card. But until then, that card that is underneath this is not considered a battle card. It cannot attack, it cannot activate its skills, it cannot do anything. Your opponent can't evolve into it. Your opponent cannot use it for fusion material. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. That is basically just a dead card on the field until the end of your opponent's next turn. And it's really amazing. And currently, it's the only other way to really deal with a Zamasu card. So, the fact that they put Zamasu being sealed away in the artwork is so appropriate. I love that they did that. And with that, guys, that's going to be the end of my Fuse Zamasu deck profile. Now, believe it or not, if you guys are interested in making a Goku Black deck, the structure of the deck is very similar. There are some different cards here and there that you would play, but the structure of the deck is not all that different from Goku Black. But the play style is very different. And there's a few ways you can build Goku Black, which we'll get into that eventually. So, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And with that, you are released.